Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Prajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Prajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Jaya Radha Madan Mohan Radha Dan Mohan Radhe. Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath, Jai Baladeva, Jai Subhadra. Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai. Nittai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nittai Gaura. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Hare Krishna. So it is a great fortune that we have very holy association of His Holiness Bhakti Padma Saurabh Pracharak Swami Maharaj. So I'll just very briefly introduce Maharaj because we want to hear from him more. So Maharaj is a very dear disciple of His Holiness Srila Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, and Maharaj is serving as president of Iskcon Mira Road and Iskcon Vapi Temple. He is also GBC Zonal Supervisor for East UP. Maharaj is born and brought up in Madhva family, Madhva Vaishnava family, and right from childhood, Maharaj wanted, he was very eager for spiritual realization. And later, he came in touch with the teachings of Srila Prabhupada during his marine engineering. He worked in merchant navy for 3 years. In Kolkata, he did his engineering in marine field. And after that, under the guidance of His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj, he joined Iskcon full time in 1997. So ever since, he has been serving in Iskcon Mira Road as Vice President first and later President. And a beautiful, magnificent temple, as most of you are aware, in Mira Road has come up from a very small, like a small hut to a big palace has come. And also Maharaj has extensively preached in Gujarat and Rajasthan. Many centers have been opened and a lot of preaching Maharaj has done. Maharaj is a prolific speaker as well as learner. He has himself studied scriptures very, very deeply. So he is a teacher at VIHE, Vrindavan Institute of Higher Education, and also Iskcon Bhagavat Mahavidyalaya. He also completed his GBC college training, and he's known for his deep, insightful scriptural discourses. So Maharaj took sannyas on 23rd of February this year from His Holiness Vedvyas Priya Swami Maharaj. And a very apt name Maharaj has got. He is now distributing the Saurabh, the essence, the fragrance of devotional service all over the world. Maharaj extensively travels in India as well as abroad. And also, he is merciful on Hyderabad devotees who often come, and he is also part of now leading the new temple which is coming up in the Gachibowli area. So we would love to hear from Maharaj and get his association more and more. I remember one senior devotee telling, I just end with this. He was explaining about Maharaj that when this devotee was talking to His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, Gopal Krishna Maharaj made a comment that I don't worry about Mira Road because Kamal Lochan Prabhu earlier, now Maharaj is there. So that kind of great faith and trust his spiritual master had on him, and it is evident by his wonderful service and the preaching he is now doing all over India and world. So let us welcome Maharaj to Shri Radha Madan Mohan Temple from core of our heart, and with gratitude, one time loudly chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. His Holiness Bhakti Padma Saurabh Pracharak Swami Maharaj ki jai.
Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayamudirayer nashtaprayesha bhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 7, Text number 9. Yatra Avava Bhagavan Harihi Adyapi Tatra Tayanam Nija Jananam Vatsalyena Sannidhapyate Icharupena. So since this is a prose, yeah, I'll just recite and then go for the word-to-word meaning and purport. Yatra ha vava bhagavan harihi adhyapi tatrayatanam nijajananam vatsalyena sannidhapyata icharupena. Yatra, where, avava, certainly, Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Harihi, the Lord, Adya Api, yeah, even today, Tatra Yanam, residing in that place, Nija Jananam, for his own devotees, Vatsalyena, by his transcendental affection, Sannidhapyate, becomes visible, Icharupena, according to the desire of the devotee. Translation purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. At Pulaha Ashrama, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hari, out of his transcendental affection for his devotee, becomes visible to his devotees, satisfying his devotees' desire. Purport. The Lord always exists in different transcendental forms, as stated in Brahma Samhita. Ramadi Murtishu Kala Niyamena Tishtan Nanavataram Makarod Bhuvaneshu Kintu Krishnaswayam Sambhavat Paramapumanyo Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. The Lord is situated as Himself, Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and He is accompanied by His expansions like Lord Rama, Baladeva, Sankarshana, Narayana, Mahavishnu, and so forth. The devotees worship all these forms according to their liking. And the Lord, out of His affection, presents Himself as a Archa Vigraha. He sometimes presents Himself personally before the devotee out of reciprocation or affection. The devotee is always fully surrendered to the loving service of the Lord. And the Lord is visible to the devotee according to devotee's desire. He may be present in the form of Lord Rama, Lord Krishna, Lord Narasimha, and so on. Such is the exchange of love between the Lord and His devotees. Om Jnanavirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaiham Dadati Swa Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Guta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Chaitanya Sri Radha Krishna Padan Saganadita Shvishakanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhano Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriya Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Daita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Hare Hare. So I'm happy to be here in association of devotees of Radha Madan Mohan. These deities were installed by Srila Prabhupada himself, and one of the 8 deities he installed in India, and also very important city in India. that is Hyderabad, we in a very legendary temple. So, came here to do some seva of Bhakti, Vaibhav. So, Bhagavatam class, the series which is going on now is about Bharat Maharaj. This land got its name because of this Bharata. Many people, historians, they think that the name of this land became Bharata because of son of Dushyanta, that Bharata. But it is not so. He became famous because of Kalidas, because of the Kavya, Damayanti. What is that? Shakuntala. Shakuntala. Shakuntala is one of the Natikas written, Rama Kavyas written. That is why he became very famous, and so this land got its name because of Bharata. No, this Bharata is the person who got it, because of whom this land became Bharata Varsha. Earlier it was known as Lavarta Varsha. It became Bharata Varsha. So the meaning of the word Bharata itself is very significant. Bha-rata. Bha means light, because that is why sun is called Bhaskara. Bha means light, Kara means hand. From the hand you give, or one who gives light is called Bhaskara. And Bha means light. Kara, Bha, Rata. Rata means Rata. It is not Ratha, it is Rata. Rata means one who is engrossed. इसमें रत हो गया, ये बच्चा मोबाइल में रत हो गया, something like that. So one who is completely engrossed in a particular object, that is called Rata. So Bha means light, Rata means engrossed, or the place where people are engrossed in light. So what is the meaning of light? Light means knowledge, spiritual knowledge. The place where people are engrossed in spiritual knowledge, that place is called Bharata. Or a person who is engrossed in spiritual knowledge is called Bharata. So when you say Bharata, it should be understood that this person is engrossed in spiritual knowledge. Or if you say that I am a Bharatiya, what does it mean? I am engrossed in spiritual knowledge. So if you don't read Bhagavad Gita and the Bhagavatam, you are not a Bharatiya. If you are not a Bharatiya, I don't know who you are. Maybe Pakistani. So there are a lot of spies now. Those who don't read Bhagavad Gita and the Bhagavatam, they're all spies. I don't know what species they are. Maybe if not spies, they are species. Which species we don't know. So, but the point is that you have to study Bhagavad Gita to be a Bharatiya. That is why this place is known as Bharata. Because people are engrossed in spiritual knowledge. To such an extent, the whole world is expecting that this land, people born in this land would show spiritual knowledge, give spiritual knowledge. That is the expectation of the world. Of course, we have missiles, we have all these things. But ultimately, what is expected from a person who is born in this world is spiritual knowledge. People expect, if you are from India, you are some kind of divinity. It's actually fact. It's my experience before I joined movement, I was in ship working in Merchant Navy. At that time, wherever I went around the world, so people used to look at me, when they see that we're from India, they expect that I speak Sanskrit or I speak something about God. It is their expectation. Even the atheistic people, they want to know about India, because throughout the world, India is famous for knowledge. Though we don't understand that, but many learned people around the world, they expect that if you are from this land of India, that means you are spiritual. You have some kind of spiritual knowledge. That's why Bharata Varsha, or this Bharat Desha. Of course, the word India came later. India is an invention by the British. The word India has no meaning actually. I don't know where it came from. Indus, India, strange connection. This land is also not known as Hindustan. We say Hindustan ki jai, Hindustan Jindabad, Pakistan Murdabad, or something like that. Who gave this name Hindustan? It was not there. This word Hindustan was never there 2000 years back. What was the name of this country? It was Bharata. Bharat Desha. So, son of king Rishabha. Rishabha, 100 sons. The first one is Bharata. So, the devotion of Bharat Maharaj was described in the previous few gadyas. So, we should not say verses because they are not, it is not poetry, it is prose. Fifth canto is mostly gadya. Gadya means prose, padya means poetry, prose and poetry. There are some literatures which have both prose and poetry together. That is known as Champu. There is a Padya Kavya, Gadya Kavya, Champu Kavya. 3 kinds of kavyas. 3 kinds of literatures. One is poetry, other is prose, other is mixture. The mixture of both is known as Champu. Like you have Gopala Champu, written by Srila Jiva Goswami. Very elaborate grantha, which has got 2 parts in it. So this is Gopala Champu. There is poetry, there is also prose. And very interesting literature. Champu literatures are very interesting. And very famous Champu literature in India is known as Champu Ramayana. You heard about it, Champu Ramayana. This Champu Ramayana is also a prose and poetry combined. There's a very interesting kavya, Champu Ramayana, written by Bhojaraja, Bhoja, on whose name the city Bhopal was named. Bhojaraja is such a great poet that he was just speaking out new verses every day. If he doesn't compose a new verse, he would not get up only. That was his Bhojaraja. Of course, we will not talk about Bhojaraja now. He is also a great personality. If you don't know who is Bhoja, you are not a Bharatiya. That was one of the political way of seeing Bharat Desha. He wrote Champu Ramayana. Very beautiful verses in that also. So here also you have Gadya Padya. Gadya Padya. Gadya Padya means Champu. Gopala Champu is also Gadya Padya, talking about so many pastimes of Krishna. Some pastimes which are not even mentioned in the Bhagavatam are described in Gopala Champu. And from the literary point of view, if you see Gopala Champu, it is so vast and so exhaustive that Jiva Goswami has used all the terminologies in Sanskrit in that particular literature called Gopala Champu. All the terminologies. In Padya, very difficult to use. When you have Padya and Gadya together, it is easy to use all the terminologies. Terminology means Shabda Kosha, Amara Kosha, Shabda Kosha, like that. They are Sanskrit dictionary. It's not actually dictionary, but it's a repository of all the words in Sanskrit. They are there, 2000 slokas and all the words, vocabulary of Sanskrit. So it's not easy to chant the Gadyas. Padya, you have a proper way of chanting because there are already proper methodologies established in the Chanda Shastras. Chanda means beautiful. So when you recite a verse, it's beautiful, sounds beautiful. That is, it's called Chanda. In Kannada, we say Chanda means beautiful, means Chanda. And Chanda Mama is also beautiful. So it's very interesting that these chandas, they have and reciting chanda is also, reciting gadya is not easy. Of course, there is a pattern, but you require some extraordinary senses to recite the gadyas in such a way, it is more beautiful than chanda. It is more beautiful than poetry. There is a particular way of doing things, but that science is lost these days. So it was, I'm just giving a small background of the fifth canto because there is gadya here. So good to know some, what do you say, in schools we have extracurricular activity or general knowledge or something like that. GK, apart from the subject. It's good to know certain things. I'm just giving some information. So when Sri Padma, when a few of his classmates in one sense under Achyuta Preksha, he was reciting Bhagavatam. Then Madhvacharya told, what verses you are reciting, there something wrong with that. Then another student became very upset and then told, how can you say, is there, how can you say it is wrong? Do you know Bhagavatam or what? Then he told, yes, I know Bhagavatam. And then they examined him. Can you recite the fifth canto of Bhagavatam? Because it's very difficult to recite Gadya. You recite that and show. Then Madhvacharya Vayu himself, when he started reciting the 10th canto or the 5th canto of Bhagavatam, the Gadya part especially, it was like madhu. It was like honey flowing through his mouth. And that is why he got the name of Madhvacharya. Many of Iskcon devotees, they address him as Madhavacharya. He's not Madhavacharya, it is Madhva. The Madhu comes from the Madhva comes from the word Madhu. That means one who is endowed with Madhu, Madhva. That is why he became Madhvacharya, because he recited the 5th canto, the Gadya part of it. Anyhow, coming back to the subject matter here, we know that Bharata Maharaj, he developed intense bhakti. The kind of bhakti which Bharata Maharaj he attained has been described in the 6th and the 7th verse. Especially Bharata Maharaj constantly worshipped the Lord with sacrifices. And those sacrifices some sacrifices were with sacrificing animals and some sacrifices were without sacrificing animals. And Agnihotra and all these different aspects of sacrifices were performed. And he appointed the priests, the 4 kinds of priests called Hota, Udghata, and Brahma, and Advayur. 4 kinds of priests representing 4 Vedas, doing the 4 functions of organizing of sacrifice, conducted that. So now there is a question which raised. Bharata Maharaj was totally at the level of bhava. Being at the level of bhava, why did he do karma? That is a question. Somebody who is completely engrossed in sadhana, he is at the level of sadhana bhakti, not at the level of bhava even. For him also, karma need not be done. Because all his rinas are gone. Because he is sarvatmana sharanam sharanya. Even one who is at the level of sadhana bhakti need not do karma. Then why Bharata Maharaj had to do karma? Why did he do that? Is it not an obstruction for bhakti? Because Rupa Goswami says that jnana karma jnanavrutam. Very interestingly, the verse which has been coined by Rupa Goswami to describe pure devotional service is jnana karmadi anavrutam. It is not jnana karmadi shunyam, jnana karmadi rahitam. It is anavrutam. So a pure devotee, even though he may be at the level of bhava, may perform karma, sacrifices. Though he need not perform, he may perform it. And even if performs it, those karma and jnana will not cover his bhakti. Reason is, while performing karma also, he is actually Krishna conscious. especially when the sacrifices were performed by Bharat Maharaj, when the hota, means those who are offering the ahuti in the sacrifice, they would say, idam indraya swaha, idam indraya namama. So then Bharat Maharaj would think, okay, he is offering the ahuti to the hand of Krishna, because Indra is the hand of Krishna. When the sacrificer or the priest who has been employed, in one sense, he is known as Ritvik, though this word is a taboo in Iskcon. But it has its own sense. When somebody told me, Prabhuji, we don't accept Ritvik philosophy, but you are accepting Ritvik every day. What do you mean by that? So the priest who comes to perform the sacrifice in your house is a Ritvik. Ritvik comes over Ritvijam. Yeah. Is Hotaram, Yajnadhataram. So the word Ritvik has been used in the first mantra of the Rig Veda. Yajni Mile Purohitam Yajnasya Devam Ritvijam. So Yajnasya Devam Ritvijam. He is actually the Ritvik of Yajna. Agni. Agni is being glorified in the very first mantra of Veda. So you don't have to be very much averse to this word Ritvik. You may be averse to the Ritvik philosophy. Of course, it doesn't exist. Sometimes we create a philosophy which doesn't exist and call it a philosophy. That is our problem. Because when somebody told me, we don't accept Ritvik philosophy. Is it a philosophy? You are glorifying it by saying it's a philosophy. Anyhow, we don't want to get into that subject. So now, when that Ritvik is offering, idam suryaya swaha, idam suryaya namama, then he's saying that, then Bharat Maharaj would think, oh, he's offering ghee into the eyes of Krishna. So he's thinking of the eyes of Krishna, because Surya is the eye of Krishna. One eye of Krishna is Surya, other eye is moon. That is why Krishna, as one of the names, is Virupaksha. He's got Nigraha. Nigraha and Anugraha. Anugraha and Nigraha. One eye is Surya. He's very powerful, Teja, by which he does Dushta Nigraha. And other eye is moon, cool rays coming from his eyes. That is known as Anugraha. Anugraha means Anugraha on his devotees. Of course, Krishna has a third eye also. That is fire. That is Agni. Tilochanaya. Lord Shiva also has the three eyes. And that is the Lord Shiva also is called Virupaksha. If you go to Hampi, Lord Shiva is known as Virupaksha. So, Bharat Maharaj was so Krishna conscious that he had, even though he was doing karma, the karma was not covering his bhakti. So when a pure devotee, in the process of pure devotional service, sometimes you may find some devotees are doing karma. But if somebody is doing karma or doing some sacrifices and doing their nitya and naimitya karmas, of course, kamya karmas are rejected. Sometimes you have to participate in it, but nitya and naimitya karmas, some devotees, they do in spite of practicing pure devotional service. You don't have to criticize them. Don't have to. You are not doing, no problem. But devotees, in spite of being advanced, they accept karma or they do karma to express their humility. And that is what Bharat Maharaj's greatness was. It was not only he was unaffected by the performance of karma, even though he attained the love bhava, but he had developed bhava and he was still doing karma and thinking that I am so low, I am so downtrodden. So that is why it is said, Evam karma vishuddhaya vishuddha sattvas antaraha hridayakashas sharire brahmani bhagavati vasudeve mahapurushe rupako palakshena srivatsa kaustuba vanamaladhara gadadhir. So he was actually in the heart, he was always constantly thinking of Bhagavan Vasudeva, who is the Lord of Vaikuntha, who had Srivatsa, Kaustuba, Chakshanka Chakra Gada, it was in his heart. So in this way, he was not at all disturbed by karma, in spite of he being. So this not only being disturbed by karma, but Prahlad Maharaj's performance of karma was because of his humility. I'm so humble. It's my karma and I have to do this thing. But he was very advanced. We'll come to know that when he was so advanced that he developed so much of vairagya. In spite of he ruling for how many years? Evam Varshayuta Sahasra. Varsha Ayuta Sahasra. How many years it was? Varsha Ayuta Sahasra. 10,000 years. Varsha Ayu Sahasra. And he was so much in bhava that he developed vairagya. In that virakti, he distributed his wealth. Yesterday, he was talking about distribution of wealth and then giving up and then going. So one has to think of giving up. But Bharat Maharaj, in spite of having been attained such a position, none of that wealth or anything is going to affect him. But still, he divided his wealth among his sons, and but when he divided according to certain rules. There are certain rules and regulations. Yesterday, Prabhuji was talking about division of wealth. Manu talks about division of wealth. Many scriptures also, Dharma Shastras and Artha Shastras talk about division of wealth. Of course, these days, there is no division of wealth, there is only accumulation of wealth. More and more accumulate, more and more. Nobody talks about division. Even Bali Maharaj, Shukracharya talks about division of wealth to Bali Maharaj. Even that also should be followed. 5 divisions should be there. And 1 part should go to donation. 1/5 of your wealth should go for donation. Prabhupada said half. 50%. But at least 1/5 should go. If you just imagine if all our congregation grasps, they start giving 1/5, you can build a temple a month. 1 temple per month. There was a meeting of our congregation devotees. They were thinking of how to conduct the festival, where the funds are going to come from. Then I joined late, and then they were told, Prabhuji, we are very much worried where the funds are. You are saying we should have a big festival like this. Then I told, don't worry about the funds. All funds are there. Then they told, Hari Bol. They were so happy. Then I told, there's only one problem. So that problem can only be solved by you. I told, tell Prabhuji, we are willing to do anything. So they are so surrendered because they are so happy that the funds have come. I told, the only problem is the fund is in your bank account. Then they were so depressed. So very difficult. Bahi prana. Wealth is bahi prana. It is like if you want, when you give that check, it is like your life air going away. You give and then say, give someone more and look at the check and give back. So it's like by prana, pranas are going away. Anyhow, at the same time, you may say he was a king and he was enjoying the kingdom. So there are 2 kinds of enjoyment. One is enjoyment because based on your karma, and other is based on bhakti. So this enjoyment, which his enjoyment of the kingdom was a result of he being a devotee. It was not asuri bhoga. It was daivi bhoga. Like Dhruva Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, they all enjoyed. So these are the examples of the great kings who ruled the kingdom, who enjoyed the kingdom, but Krishna, he made them enjoy the kingdom to show to the entire world, just see, my devotee is not attached to that enjoyment. Though he is enjoying, he is not attached to it. He is totally detached, he is unaffected by it. So that is why Krishna, he made Dhruva Maharaj rule the kingdom for thousands of years. He made Prahlad Maharaj rule the kingdom for thousands of years to show the greatness of his devotee. that my devotees, though being in the midst of all sense enjoyment, whatever they want, they can achieve, but still they are not affected by it. So that is the power of my devotee and the power of devotion. That is how it is. Sometimes the Lord shows the power of devotion by having a devotee who talks about even rejecting liberation. Then sometimes he talks about the power of devotion by describing the power of a devotee, by making him the king, placing him in the midst of enjoyment, and just see. In spite of all the enjoyment, he is not bothered about it. He is completely indifferent to it. So giving up is one thing, to being indifferent is one thing. So giving up is not a big thing. Actually, what is the big thing is to be indifferent. To be indifferent to material enjoyment or anything in this world, that is called, you are indifferent even enjoyment, you are indifferent even liberation. So Bharat Maharaj was at that level and he just gave it up. So now, where did he go after giving up his house? He went to the hermitage of Pula Rishi, like Pula Ashramam Raja, means he went to Pula Ashrama. So let us go to Pula Ashrama. Pula Ashrama is on the way to Muktinath. I don't know how many of you been to Muktinath. It is in Nepal. If you cross the border of India and enter Nepal through Bhairava, that is the place of the birth of Buddha. Which Buddha? The Kapilavastu Buddha, Siddhartha Buddha, Sakkyasimha Buddha. From there you go to Pokhara, and from Pokhara the road goes all the way to Muktinath. So on the way to Muktinath, after Pokhara, about 2.5 hours drive, 3 hours drive from Pokhara, you get one place called Beni. That is a place. That is the place where Pula Ashrama is there. So I had the fortune of going there a couple of times. Of course, Muktinath 5-6 times I've been there, but Pula Ashrama I went twice. So in rainy you have to take a vehicle. On top of the hill, there is a place where Pulaha and Pulastya did tapasya there. Pulaha and Pulastya did tapasya. Paulastya Rishi and Pula Rishi, both are brothers, they did tapasya there. And they are their sacrifice. And we know very well, Paulastyam Jayate. Ravana's father is Vishrava's father is Pulastya. That is why Pulastya is the grandfather of Ravana. And that is the birthplace of Ravana too. Ravana, Kumbhakarna, and Surpanaka were born there in that place. From there, when he stole his brothers, his cousin's property, Kuvera, then he went to Lanka. Ravana was born in Lanka. Is a stolen kingdom, stolen property. He's a thief actually. You may say, I'm Lankesh. He's not Lankesh actually. He's actually Lanka Chor. Lanka Chor. Lanka Chor. In Bengali, Lanka means Mirchi. Mirchi Chor. So there, it's a very beautiful place. Next time when you go for some yatra to Muktinath, you make a halt at Beni. There Gandaki also flows. And on the other side of the Gandaki river, that is a place Bharat Maharaj ashram is still there. At that time it was a huge place. Now it's a huge place. At that time it was very convenient for people to go. That whole area, it is not that exact this spot and all we cannot make out. But that whole area is that you have to go around 1 hour by vehicle from Beni on top of the hill. Still, that in that ashrama, there is jaw, by which you do yagya. That yagya is there, jaw is there. Long wheat, you call it in English, jaw. So that is still there. Still, people say it still burns. And there's a sadhu there who takes care of the ashram there. Very nice place. And that is the Bharata Maharaj place, the Bharata. And also, Jada Bharata and Rahugana, they met there. Yes. So the conversation between Jada Bharata and Rahugana, Raja Rahugana, happened in the same place. From Sindh, he was coming to that place to go to Ganga Sagar. So that is the place where the conversation between Jadabharat and Jadabharat is another than Bharat Maharaj, and then he became a deer and then became Jadabharat. And Rahugana, that conversation also happened there on the river Gandaki. So this verse talks about Yatra, Yatra Hava Bhagavan Hari. Yatra means in that place, there. There means in the Pula Ashrama, which is on the bank of river Gandaki. So Gandaki is a very important river, very wonderful river. Gandaki is called Gandaki because it came down, some say perspiration, some say tears, from the cheeks of Brahma. Cheeks are known as Ganda Pradesha. Gandasthala means cheeks. So when Lord Brahma, he saw the whole world without performing devotion to Krishna, without performing bhakti to Krishna, they are all suffering like anything. So Lord Brahma could not tolerate the sufferings. So we could not tolerate, then tears rolled down through his eyes, and some say perspiration, tears. Then the tears rolled down through his eyes, it comes to the cheeks and it fell down. So that is how the drops of the tears of Brahma's compassion took a form of a beautiful young girl, and she was known as Gandaki. And she performed tapasya. What was the tapasya? Purpose of tapasya was to attain Krishna as her son. So then all the demigods, they came, and then they thought, what is she doing? She's going to disturb our position. And they all started disturbing her. And they told, what is this kind of tapasya you are doing? How can Krishna be born? He is Aja, he cannot, he gives birth to everyone. How can he be born to you? And they had a big argument with her. She told, see, I have special affection for Krishna, that of Vatsalya Rasa. And I want him to be my son. So they did a big hangama, and then she just cursed all the demigods. You will become Kitaka. All you become what? Insects. And they became very ferocious, and they cursed her. You will become a Jada. You will become river. So Brahma came to know this fight is happening, and they all went to Vishnu. Vishnu told, it's all my plan, don't worry. So he told, I am there in Damodar Kund. From there, the Gandaki will flow from my feet. And she will become a river and flow from my feet. That means, and I will be born in her. How I will be born? There is a huge mountain in which you all demigods will become small worms. And then you start eating that the stones, and you make special marks, and those stones will fall in Gandaki's womb, and from there I will be born in the form of Shaligram Shilas. That's how it becomes Shaligrama Kshetra. That's the story. Of course, there are many versions of the story and many different stories. I told the most prominent version. There is one book called Shaligram Kosh. It comes in 2 volumes. Those who are pujaris, they should know this book. Shaligram Kosh, to recognize which Shaligram, all different varieties of Shaligrams, their photographs, their chinnas are there. Very interesting. How these Shaligram Shilas are made, it is bewildering to big scientists also. The exact shape. There is one Shaligram Shila which I saw. It is like this small little opening is there. And if you take a small torch and see inside, you can see the Lord sleeping as Ranganatha. Nobody can put any tool and any car. You can see the eyes, you can see the eyelashes also. Such fine. It just cannot be possible by any carving. And this carving is done by some insects and they bite and do the carving. So how can they say there is no God? So Shaligram Shila is something which you don't require pratishtha. It is there. One devotee called me, Prabhuji, today we are having pratishtha of Shaligram. I told, you are going to hell today. What is pratishtha of Shaligram? So Krishna is already there in Shaligram. Start worshipping, that's all. It is not a due pratishtha. So much of pratishtha you have that you think I will bring God here. Already he is there. Why? If you try to bring, he will go away. So I will do Shaligram pratishtha. See, he is already there. Tulasi, Shaligram, Bhagavatam. It doesn't require pratishtha. Already Krishna is there. They are non-different from Krishna. Like Lord Shiva, Narmada. From Narmada, the stones which come from Narmada, they are Shivalinga. There is no requirement any Shivalinga pratishtha. They are Narmada Shivalinga. Like this way, another river, Sarayu, is also the tears of Krishna. Sarayu are tears of Krishna which Brahma held in his Kamaldu. And that is how Sarayu flows. And they all meet in Ganga. So these two rivers are the rivers of compassion. Of course, the tears of Lord Shiva is there flowing in Kathmandu. That is the river. So these three rivers are actually nothing but the tears of compassion of Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesha. So this is how these rivers flow. Yeah, that is why Yatra va Bhagavan Harir Adyapi. Adyapi means even today. Bhagavan Tatra Yanam Nija Jananam. So Nija Jananam Vatsalyena Sannidhapyata Ichha Rupena. Nija Jananam Ichha. Nija Jananam means his devotees, they have a desire. According to the desire of the devotee, the Lord Adyapi, even till today, he manifests himself in different forms. So why Krishna has many forms? Advaitam Achyutam Anadim Anantarupam. Why he has many forms? The reason is there are many devotees. What does it mean? Many devotees, many forms? Because many devotees have many bhavas towards Krishna. According to the bhava which the Lord has in his, when the devotees have in the heart, the Lord takes a specific form to satisfy the desire of the devotee. So that is why Lord Shiva in the Rudra Gita also says, Rupam Priyatamam Swanam Sarvendriya Gunanjanam. Sarva Indriya Gunanjanam, Swanam Sarvendriya Gunanjanam. Swanam means devotees. For pleasing his devotees, the Lord takes different forms. Vatsalyena is very interesting. Like you have a small boy, a small kid, 2 years, 1 year, 1.5, 2 years, is crying. And what does the father do? Vatsalyena, out of affection, you have to take a video of the father. He may be a chief engineer, he may be a collector, he may be anybody. He takes different forms. You like that, you do something, he does something. So that the child is satisfied, isn't it? So this is seen even in this world. So I just imagine the Lord has perfect and Shuddha Vatsalya in his heart, and the devotees also have a great desire to see the Lord in a particular form. That is why the Lord takes unlimited forms, multifarious forms. And all these forms are, the only purpose of all these forms is to reciprocate with his devotees in their particular affection what they have. And that is the reason Krishna is called Akila Rasamrita Murti. Because of his Vatsalya, he takes different forms. That is why he is known as Akila Rasamrita Murti. What to speak of even devotees? Even those who are not devotees, they also see Krishna and then derive a particular kind of rasa according to their mental state. That is why Krishna is called Akila Rasamrita Murti. He is one person, one personality. Depending on the person's consciousness, Krishna appears to them in different ways. Like what Neelamani, Balam Neelamani Maduram Saradhyam Aradhyamaha. So Krishna Karanamrita, Vilamangal Thakur, this Balam Neelamanim. Krishna is Neelamani, Shafire, English Shafire. Neelamani is a better word to use. So you see, when I show a Neelamani to you, you see and you describe it in a different way. And he sees this and describes in the same way, in a different way. So everyone sees the same money and describe in a different way. But money is one. That is why in Tattva, Siddhantastu Abhedopi Rasatar Taratamya Uchate Rasotkarshena. In Rasa, Krishna is the topmost. But Siddhantastu Abhedaha. In the forms of the Lord, there is no Bheda. But when it comes to Rasa, there is Taratamya, Rasa Taratamya. There is a gradation, there is a distinction between Rasa. So depending on the Rasa which the devotees experience, Lord shows them particular form. When Krishna was entering the arena of the Malla Yuddha, of the wrestling arena, then Krishna and Balram were entering, and everybody saw the same Krishna, but they experienced a different. Mallanam Ashne Naravaro Nina Srinam Niro Srinam Smaro Murtiman Gopanan Swajano Satam Chitibujam Shasta Sapitro Shishu Mrutyurbo Japade Virada Vidusham Tattam Param Yoginam Vrishninam Paradevate Tividito Rangam Gataswagraja. Rangam Gata Sagraja, along with Agraja, his brother Balram, when Krishna entered, Mallana Ashne, when Malla means those wrestlers, when they saw Krishna's lightning, Ashne, thunderbolt, they felt the Adhutarasa. And Ninam Naro Varaha, ordinary people they saw, oh, he's a great personality. And Srinam Smaro Murtiman, all the ladies there, they had Madhuri Rasa for Krishna. The same Krishna is reciprocating in different moods and different forms. So that is how the Lord manifested different forms to different people according to the mood in which they reciprocate with Him. So for that sake, the Lord is there even till today, Adyapi, out of great affection for his devotees, he is residing in this place. He manifests as Narasimha Shaligram. He manifests as Hayagriva Shaligram. Sometimes just only Chakra. So many different forms are there. So Shaligram is Krishna himself, and worshipping Shaligram, there is unlimited benefit. You have all the deities, and very difficult to do Abhishek for each and every deity's Utsav Vigraha. If you just have one Shaligram Shila, and then worship it very nicely. Worshipping nicely means chanting the Bija mantras properly. For us it is very easy because you just have to chant Purusha Sukta and then Brahma Samhita, that's all. And then do the Shaligram Puja very nicely. It is as good as worshipping all the deities. All the deities, Sannidhana is there in the Shaligram Shila. That's power. Wherever there are 12 Shaligram Shilas, that becomes a Kshetra. Of course, I don't want to talk about Shaligram Kosh and its greatness. But that's the potency of the place, Shaligram Shila. And our Radharaman deities, brought by Gopala Bhatta Goswami, he brought it from Devghat. On the way to, if you go from Kathmandu to Pokhara or Muktinath, on the way there is one ghat called Devghat. There is a Sangam of two Gandakis, Kali Gandaki and another Gandaki, Narayani. Of course, Gandaki has another name called Narayani. They combine, or there is a Prayag there, and I had the fortune of going there, Devghat. There is a big, wonderful ashram there, Devghat ashram. So there he got 12 Shaligram Shilas, and Shaligram was jumping into the lap of Gopal Bhatta Goswami. And one of the Shaligram became Radharaman. So you have connection with Shaligram, Gandaki. Gaudiyas have some connection. Because once I was taking Yatra to Nepal, somebody told Prabhuji, oh, why you are going to Nepal, Gandaki? Then I told this story. Then you go. Then this connection with Gaudiya. It's so much Gaudiya that if you do some yatra to some place, they say, hey, what does God do with us? So one person told me, why you go to Badri? Go to Vrindavan. Hey, Badri Vyasa wrote, Bhagavatam. We are going there, discuss Bhagavatam, then fine. Everything is connected to Krishna. Which is not connected to Krishna? Especially this kshetra is also a very powerful kshetra where Shaligrams are manifest. And Krishna manifests his form. Vatsalyena. The word is very important in this particular Gadya. Vatsalyena, out of great affection. He manifests different forms for the satisfaction of his devotees. We stop here. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Tantra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Anybody has any questions? Anybody has any questions? You can raise your hand.
Okay. We'll stop here. It's already late. Huh? Let them take prasad. Otherwise, hey, why did you ask question?
His Holiness Bhakti Padma Saurabh Pracharak Swami Maharaj ki jai.